Are you tired of scams and unreliable handyman services? If you're planning a home improvement project or even just a small repair, you need to be careful about who you let into your home. In this ultimate guide, brought to you by Elite Service Masters, we're going to arm you with everything you need to know to avoid falling victim to dishonest contractors. By the end of this video, you'll be able to spot red flags, ask the right questions, and make sure you're hiring a pro who's worth your time and money. Let's start with the basics. Why is it so easy to get scammed when hiring a handyman? Well, unlike electricians or plumbers who often need specific licenses, the rules for handymen can be pretty loose. This means just about anyone with a toolbox can claim to be a handyman. Some might be genuinely skilled, but others not so much. And that's where the trouble begins. Red flag number 1. Suspiciously low quotes. We all love a good deal, but if a handyman's price is way lower than everyone else's, it's a sign you might be dealing with a scammer. Think about it. If someone is offering to renovate your kitchen for the price of a microwave, something's definitely off. They might cut corners, use subpar materials, or worse, take your money and disappear. Tip number 1. Get multiple quotes. Don't just settle for the first handyman you come across. Gather at least 3 quotes to get a sense of the going rate for your project. This will help you avoid those too good to be true deals and give you a better understanding of what's fair. Red flag. Number 2. No references or online presence. A reliable handyman should have a list of past clients who are happy to vouch for their work. If they can't provide any references, or if their online reviews are non-existent or suspiciously glowing, take that as a big red flag. Also, check out their social media or website. A legit business will have some kind of online presence. Tip number 2. Always check reviews and references. Before you hire anyone, take a few minutes to do some online sleuthing. Websites like Yelp, Google Reviews, and even Facebook can provide valuable insights into a handyman's reputation. And don't just look at the star rating. Read the comments to see what people are actually saying. If you can, ask for references and follow up with them. A quick phone call could save you from a huge headache down the road. Red flag number 3. No written contract. Handshakes and verbal agreements might seem old school and trustworthy, but in reality, they offer you zero protection. If your handyman refuses to put your agreement in writing, it's a major warning sign. A proper contract should outline the scope of work, the timeline, payment terms, and any warranties or guarantees. Tip number 3. Insist on a written contract. This isn't just for big jobs. Make sure you have something in writing, even for smaller projects. It doesn't have to be a novel, but it should clearly state what's expected from both sides. This protects you if things go south and gives you legal standing if you need to take action. Red flag number 4. Asking for full payment up front. Sure, it's normal for handymen to ask for a deposit, but if they want the entire payment before lifting a hammer, run the other way. This is one of the oldest tricks in the book, and once they have your money, there's little incentive for them to finish the job, or even start it. Tip number 4. Follow the rule of thirds. A common practice is to pay a third up front, a third midway through the project, and the final third upon completion. This way, the handyman has motivation to finish the job properly, and you have leverage to ensure the work is done to your satisfaction. Red flag number 5. Unlicensed and uninsured. Depending on where you live, your handyman might not need a license, but they should still be insured. If they break something or get injured on the job, you could be on the hook if they're not properly insured. Ask to see proof of insurance and make sure it's up to date. Tip number 5. Verify credentials. Don't just take their word for it. Ask to see documentation. Check with your local licensing authority or consumer protection agency if you're unsure. And remember, it's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to your home and your finances. Red flag number 6. Rushing you into a decision. If a handyman is pushing you to make a quick decision, it's usually because they don't want you to have time to do your homework. This tactic is designed to get you to commit before you realize what you're getting into. Tip number 6. Take your time. A good handyman will respect your decision-making process. They understand that you need time to review quotes, check references, and feel comfortable before moving forward. If someone is pressuring you, It's likely because they don't want you to see the cracks in their pitch. Finally, let's talk about communication. A great handyman should be easy to communicate with and willing to answer your questions. If they're dodging your calls, giving you vague answers, or just seem uninterested in your concerns, it's a bad sign. Tip number 7, prioritize clear communication. From the initial consultation to the final walkthrough, your handyman should be clear, concise, and responsive. If they're not, it might be time to find someone else. To wrap it up, avoiding scams when hiring a handyman boils down to doing your homework, trusting your instincts, and not rushing into decisions. By following these tips from elite service masters, you can protect your home and your wallet from dishonest contractors. So before you hand over your hard-earned cash, make sure you've covered all your bases. Your home is your sanctuary. Don't let a scammer ruin it. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Elite Service Masters. And as always, leave your questions and experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching and stay safe out there.